Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another video here at Hobbies and Happiness. My name's Dan, and today we've got some more Disney Lorcana spoilers to talk about. Let's go. Guys, why does it seem like it's been a while since we've talked about any spoilers from Disney Lorcana? Probably because it has been a while. But today we've got 6 new cards to talk about that have been recently spoiled from the Lorcana team. Before we get into it, don't forget, if you like our content, hit that like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see future Disney Lorcana and other card game content from us in the future. So again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate the like and the sub. All right, well, let's just get right into it. So like I said, today we've got 6 cards to talk about. Some of these cards have been quasi spoiled before. We got some card images, but we never got to see the full images of some of these cards. Now, full disclosure, on that tweet in mention, I'll see if I can find the tweet and put it up on screen for you guys. They showed about, I believe, 6 cards, but they didn't show off the entirety of the cards. So of the cards that we don't have all the information for, we're not really going to talk about them yet. Once we have all the information, we will be sure to touch on them in a future video. So let's just get right into it. The first card we are going to talk about is Archimedes, Highly Educated Owl. So I'm kind of a fan of this card. I'm a fan of Archimedes. Archimedes, one of my favorite characters from the Sword in the Stone. So Archimedes is a 1-cost inkable 2/1 Dreamborn ally in Amethyst. Now there's really not much to talk about here because he's a vanilla card. He's got no abilities. His flavor text is pretty great though. Comment down below if you recognize that flavor text. But Archimedes, we have seen this stat line in other cards so far, like Stitch New Dog, as well as the Goons in Steel. I'm willing to bet that we are going to have an ally or creature card in every color with this exact stat line. 1 cost, 2/1, and be inkable. And honestly, I'm not sure if Stitch and the Goons are inkable. I'd have to go back and check. I'm sure hopefully I'll find those cards and put them on screen for you guys so that way you can check them out. But yeah, so again, I think we're going to have a card like this in every color. But again, not much to talk about here other than it's Archimedes, and Archimedes is the best bird in all of Disney franchises. Comment down below if you agree or disagree. So that's Archimedes, Highly Educated Owl. All right, the next card we have is Timon, Grub, Rustler. That's right, Timon loves him some Grub. So Timon is a 1-cost inkable 1/1 Storyborn ally in Amber with the ability Tastes Like Chicken. When you play this character, you may remove up to 1 damage from chosen character. So I think Timon is a very okay card. So Timon is a card, I mean, first of all, it's inkable, which is always good, right? You definitely like to see these cards be inkable. Now, in my estimation, if I'm looking at a 1-drop, okay, it's a card that I want to play early in the game, right? It's a card that I want to get on the board turn 1, maybe turn 2. But that doesn't seem like it's going to be the case with Timon, okay, because of that ability, being able to remove a damage counter from a character. Now, this so far is very much on theme for what Amber is looking to do, and that's all about the healing of the characters, right? So that being the case, you're probably going to be looking to play Timon probably mid-game, okay? Late game is not going to hurt either. Timon probably won't start becoming a factor until mid-game. Now, he could come into play early game, right? Depends upon the board state, obviously. But Timon, again, like I mentioned earlier, when I'm looking at a 1-drop, normally you want to look to play that turn 1 or turn 2. But with Timon, again, you want to make sure you have an actual valid target on the board for you to take advantage of that second ability. That's where I think you're going to get the most value out of Timon. And then if you're able to bounce Timon back to your hand through card effects like Cruella, for instance, in Emerald, Timon would be a good target, okay, for Cruella, especially because he's a 1-drop, right? So it's only cost 1. I think Timon is a very okay card, right? You don't like to hear very and okay in the same sentence, but you know, time will tell how good of a card Timon is actually going to be. But I think the floor is set at a decent start for Timon. Time will tell as far as how high the ceiling can go on a card like Timon. Now, I don't think it's going to go that high because of that stat line, but I think that ability is going to come into play very much down the line. One thing I think I actually should mention is Timon is basically Dinglehopper on a body, right? So Dinglehopper has that ability. You can exert it to remove up to 1 damage counter from chosen character. That's the same ability that we're seeing in Timon. So it's Dinglehopper, but it's on a body. So again, a repeatable effect, which again, Dinglehopper is a repeatable effect as well. But again, now we are able to have that also on a creature. That's powerful as well, okay? So again, very much on theme for what Amber is looking to do. All right, the next card we are going to talk about is Rafiki, Mysterious Sage. So Rafiki is a 3-cost, 3/3/1, non-inkable. It is a Dreamborn Mentor Sorcerer with the ability Rush. So basically what Rush is, and I know we've touched on it before, but Rush means this character can challenge the turn they're played. So normally when cards come down, they can't do anything, they cannot exert, but they can exert if they're going to sing a song, okay? So normally they cannot challenge on the turn they enter the field, but with the keyword Rush, that gives them that ability. So Rush on a 3 attack, 3 defense body, I think is very, very potent, okay? Now what we'll have to do is we'll have to look at all of the cards so far and see what their stat lines are, but I think 3 power will take care of a lot of cards thus far. I did a quick glance, and honestly that 3 attack is going to take care of just about every creature card that's at 3 cost or lower. So Rafiki is going to be able to do some serious damage the turn he comes in. So I think Rafiki is going to go very well in maybe some like control type builds as you're looking to control your opponent's board state. So I think Rafiki is going to see a lot of play. So I definitely like the stat line for the cost is very good. Obviously the fact that he is non-inkable makes it a detriment to the card itself. But honestly, with a card like Rafiki, you want to be using this. You don't want to be utilizing this as a resource. You want this to be on board. So I don't think that's actually a downside to a card like Rafiki. So far, like as we're analyzing all these cards, we see if it's non-inkable is a detriment to the card. But I don't know, like on a card like Rafiki, now obviously all these cards you want to be on the battlefield, right? But on Rafiki especially, you want to be utilizing this as a removal tool. I think Rafiki is going to be a phenomenal removal. I say this about with every card. Time will tell, right? So time will definitely tell, but I like Rafiki, Mysterious Sage. Now let's start talking about the Emerald cards. We finally got some green cards to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. And the first one is Iago, Loud-Mouthed Parrot. So Iago is a 3-cost, 1/4/1 inkable Storyborn ally with the ability, you got a problem? You can exert them. Chosen character gains Reckless during their next turn. If you're coming from a magic background, Reckless is essentially goad. So what Reckless means is the target cannot quest during their turn. That character must challenge if they are able to challenge. I think Reckless is actually a pretty powerful ability because again, that is pseudo removal, right? So if you have a big body on the board and basically you're using it for removal, okay, and that's the reason you have it on your board, and you're waiting for your opponent to maybe quest or exert their character some way, somehow, for you to get in there and deal with it. Maybe they have evasive, or they're sneaky. They got that evasive. Reckless gets around that. So I think Iago, I really, really like Iago, and so far, Emerald is shaping up to be a pretty interesting color, and I really like the direction that they're taking with Emerald, and like Iago is perfect. Iago is perfect. I love the flavor, love the ability. The name of the ability is phenomenal so far. So 3 costs, 1/4/1. It's a decent stat line, okay? Again, so far from my quasi analysis, right? 3 cost, multiply that by 2. I would expect 6 total stats, right? And we get 6, 1/4/1. So that gives us that 6 total stat line. So I think that's going to be good. So yeah, again, time will tell how good Iago actually is, but so far I definitely like what I see from Iago, Loud-Mouthed Parrot. Sticking with the Aladdin theme, we have Genie on the Job. So Genie on the Job is a 6-cost, 3/4/2, pretty good stat line. However, he is non-inkable. Again, go back to what I just talked about being non-inkable. Genie has evasive. Just touched on that evasiveness. And so we've got that on Genie, but also has the ability Disappear. When you play this character, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. So this is an on-play bounce any creature to their hand. Yeah, you know I like that soft removal, and we just touched on Timon. Emerald and Amber actually might be a really very interesting color combination. Again, with that Timon being that one cost. I mean, let's say you have 8 resources, which I mean that's late game. You play Timon, then you play Genie, bounce a Timon, play the Timon again. You've just healed 2 damage on any creatures. The ability to bounce, so far we're seeing that a lot in Emerald. You know, we just touched on earlier in this video about Cruella being in that emerald color. We see that also on Genie, but this is on play. So this is on play when you play this character. You may return chosen character to their player's hand. I love the ability. I love the disappear ability because again, I can use it on my opponent's stuff. I can use it on my stuff if I want to get another ETB trigger, for instance. So Genie, phenomenal. And the icing on the cake is he is evasive. So an evasive threat that I can bounce when I mean, I love this card. The only thing that I'm looking at is he's not inkable. But again, Genie is a card I want to be playing. So they're forcing me to have to play this card and not utilize it as a resource. So again, now we're talking about deck building, right? So this gets into the realm of deck building, which once we get all of the cards from this first set, going to be very interested to sit down and start brewing some decks and seeing what decks we can come up with that inkable, non-inkable status, how much that's going to come into play. So that is Genie on the job. Loving this card so far. All right, the final card that we got for today for you all is Beast. Beast Wolfsbane. So Beast is a 5 cost, 4/4/2, really good stat line, non-inkable, but he has Rush and also has the ability Roar. When you play this character, exert all opposing damaged characters. There's not much to not like about this card. There was a lot of nots in that just sentence, but basically what I mean is this is a pretty good card. The only thing that I don't like about it, again, non-inkable, well, we just touched on it. And then also when you play it, it specifically targets damaged characters. We'll see how much that's going to come into play. I don't think that's really going to matter because in a game where we have persistent damage, I think there's always going to be cards on the board that are going to stay damaged. Unless you don't do anything with your stuff, there's probably always going to be cards on the board that are damaged to an extent. So what that kind of means to me, you're going to be holding on to Beast when it best suits you. And so far, that's really what it seems like these Emerald cards are going to do, is you're waiting to play them at the right time. I'm really getting that feel so far in the color Emerald. I don't really get it as much in the other colors, but so far I'm really getting that feeling of Emerald Green. They really want you to just hold for the right time. Hold, and then deploy, right? That's how I'm getting the feeling so far with Emerald. And honestly, guys, I love it. I am here for it, and I think it's great. Stat line is Beast is phenomenal. Okay, 5 cost, 4/4. So it seems to be on rate for cost 4 and above, even 5. Again, that stat line 5 times 2 gives us 10 total stats. That's what we're looking for, and we get that. We get 4/4/2, total 8. So yeah, there's not much that I don't like about this card. I will say I love the wolves, how the wolves look in this piece. That's one thing I really do love. The other thing that I'm interested in is Beast is a prince. In this card, he does have that keyword / subtype of prince. So very interested on that front as well. And that is Beast Wolfsbane. All right, and that's all the cards that we got for you today. Again, what do you guys think? Of these 6 cards, which one is your favorite? I mean, you know mine. Mine is the Genie. The Genie is phenomenal. And honestly, as I read the card earlier, I didn't really fully comprehend how pretty good the card actually was until just now. I'm reading it over and again, and I'm just like, it just hit me. I'm like, man, this is such a good card. Really love that Genie. But I'm gonna kick it to you. What do you guys think? What is your favorite of these 6? Let me know down below in the comments. And again, don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Disney Lorcana content in the future. And again, let us know which color is your favorite thus far. Now that we're getting more Emerald cards, I'm really loving the flavor that we see out of Emerald. But again, I want to know, what is your favorite thus far? What are you looking forward to brew? Let us know what you're looking forward to from Disney Lorcana down below in the comments. All right, and that's all I got for you today. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and we will catch you in the next video. See you, everybody.